Have you ever noticed when someone smiles, but something about it feels off? The timing might be perfect. The expression might look right, yet deep down it doesn't seem real. That's exactly what many fans have been saying about Hailey Bieber in recent weeks. She's been caught in moments where her smile looks more practiced than genuine, especially when she's around Justin. People online are now debating, is she truly happy, or is that expression covering something else? The conversation really picked up during one of Hailey's road skin pop-up events in Los Angeles. Justin came along, standing beside her as a supportive husband should. But the way he acted during the event quickly stole attention from the actual launch. Clips from the day show him shifting uncomfortably, fiddling with his clothes, and staring blankly as if he'd rather be anywhere else. Meanwhile, Hailey was all smiles for the cameras, flashing big grins, even sticking her tongue out playfully. To some, it looked less like spontaneous fun, and more like she was performing for the audience. The contrast was so sharp that fans began asking, if Hailey's happiness is real, why does Justin look so detached? Social media went into overdrive. TikTok and X filled with side-by-side videos comparing how Hailey used to smile years ago versus now. In the older clips, her joy looked effortless. Her eyes sparkled, her face lit up, and her whole body language matched the mood. In the recent footage, though, her mouth forms a wide grin, but her eyes stay dull and her posture feels stiff. Viewers picked up on that difference instantly, claiming it didn't look like joy at all, but more like a carefully timed expression meant for the flashing cameras around her. Adding to the chatter, an older video of Hailey resurfaced online, fueling even more speculation. In the clip, she appeared to suggest Justin was filming her in bed, creating the impression of a candid, intimate moment. But sharp-eyed fans noticed she seemed to be the one actually holding the phone. That detail led many to believe the entire setup was staged to make their relationship look closer than it really might be. The idea that the video was more of a production than a genuine moment gave people another reason to question what they were seeing. This connected perfectly with what people noticed at the road event. Justin's demeanor didn't match Hailey's energy. While she leaned into the spotlight, Justin's body language suggested disinterest. His shoulders slightly turned away, his expression blank, and his mood out of sync with hers. To fans, it looked like two people living two different realities in the same space. Hailey working hard to present the picture of a glowing couple, and Justin silently pulling back. Speculation about trouble in their marriage isn't new. Ever since they married in 2018, there have been endless rumors about arguments, breakups, and struggles behind the scenes. For Hailey especially, her public image is tightly tied to her career. She's not only known as Justin's wife, but also as a model, entrepreneur, and the face of big campaigns. For her, smiling in public isn't always about joy. It's part of maintaining her brand. That's why many believe these so-called fake smiles aren't simply about looking polite. They might be her way of keeping everything together: her business, her relationship, and her reputation. Fans have even linked this to a common idea called masking. It's when someone hides what they're really feeling and puts on a completely different emotion to the outside world. For a celebrity like Hailey, that might mean plastering on a cheerful face even when dealing with stress, pressure, or personal issues. The problem is that masking rarely fools everyone. People can usually sense when something doesn't line up, and that's what they're pointing out in her recent appearances. The reactions online have been strong. Comments range from concern to discomfort. "That smile looks painful," one person wrote. Another said, "Why is she smiling like that? It's scary." Someone else even commented, "This is so hard to watch. Somebody needs to help him." Instead of seeing a couple who are comfortable with each other, many saw two people giving off completely different signals. Hailey leaning into a polished performance, Justin almost disappearing in plain sight. Not everyone agrees with this view, though. Some fans defend the couple, saying people are simply overanalyzing, as they often do with celebrities. They argue that public figures are expected to smile and look happy for the camera whether they feel like it or not, and it's unfair to judge an entire marriage based on facial expressions. According to them, picking apart every grin or blank stare is taking things way too far. Still, the majority of online voices aren't convinced. They point out that the timing of Hailey's smiles feels too deliberate, as if she's always aware of where the camera is and how she should look. And this is where theories start to multiply. Some believe Hailey's exaggerated positivity is part of protecting her road skin brand, since her business thrives on her polished image. Others suggest Justin might be struggling emotionally, and Hailey feels responsible for carrying the public side of their relationship by appearing upbeat. A more pessimistic group believes their relationship is strained, and Hailey's smile is nothing more than a mask to cover cracks. Then there are those who think she's trying to squash breakup rumors by looking as picture-perfect as possible. Whatever the real reason may be, the effect on Hailey's reputation is hard to ignore. In today's influencer culture, people value honesty above almost everything else. Followers and customers are drawn to those who feel genuine. If her smiles start being seen as forced, it could slowly erode that trust. Nobody likes to feel misled, and if fans start to believe she's hiding behind staged expressions, it could change how they view not only her, but also her work and the brands she represents. But there's another side to the story. Some people actually feel bad for her. They see her as someone constantly under pressure, expected to be flawless, to keep smiling, to maintain the perfect image no matter how she feels inside. For these fans, her struggle feels relatable. They admit that they also fake smiles in their daily lives, whether at school, in stressful jobs, or during family gatherings. That kind of shared experience makes her seem less like a polished celebrity and more like a person dealing with the same struggles as everyone else. Ironically, what some call fake could end up making her more likable, because it makes her appear human. Justin, of course, is very much a part of this discussion too. If fans interpret his quietness or distant expressions as unhappiness, it sparks even more questions about his mental health, about his career, and about the stability of his marriage. For years, many have said Justin never looked completely comfortable in the public eye, and these clips seem to support that idea. To his supporters, this might be another sign that he's struggling and needs understanding. To his critics, it looks like he isn't putting enough effort into being present for Hailey, especially when she's trying so hard to hold things together. So, if Hailey's smiles are more about performance than emotion, where does that leave them? Some think she may eventually need to address it directly. That could mean sitting down for an interview, opening up in a podcast, or even posting a carefully crafted message on Instagram. Speaking up would give her the chance to shift the story, either by brushing off the rumors or by admitting that things haven't been easy. For someone whose image is so closely tied to her business, staying silent for too long might not be an option. There's also a chance she could completely rethink how she shares her life. Instead of only putting out polished photos and staged appearances, she might lean into showing more unfiltered moments, laughing naturally, going makeup-free, or spending relaxed time with Justin. Fans are drawn to authenticity, and showing imperfections could actually strengthen her connection with her audience. Choosing the right time to make that shift would be critical, especially with Rhode's skin expanding and her role in the beauty world growing bigger. As for Justin, his team might already be planning ways to counter the negativity. One strategy could be releasing clips or photos that show him looking more at ease with Hailey, traveling together, joking around, or enjoying quiet downtime. Seeing him relaxed and happy would help cancel out the stiffer, awkward footage that sparked these rumors in the first place. But that only works if those kinds of moments actually exist. If Justin isn't in the space to play along, or if the reality doesn't match the picture fans want, then the silence might just make the speculation even louder. Hailey's image as a brand isn't just about beauty products or modeling. It's about selling a lifestyle that people and companies invest in. When fans begin doubting the sincerity of that image, it doesn't just hurt her personal reputation, it could put professional opportunities at risk. Brands want faces that audiences believe in. If she's seen as fake, partnerships may hesitate. On the other hand, if people view her as someone pushing through heavy pressure while still standing tall, she could actually become more appealing. Authenticity, or at least the perception of it, can either make her career stronger or cause cracks to appear. But business isn't the only part of her life under strain. In her marriage, the imbalance is showing. Living in the spotlight means every small expression gets magnified. And if Hailey feels she has to keep performing happiness, that weight can be exhausting. Justin's withdrawn presence at her side only adds to the imbalance, leaving her to push harder with exaggerated smiles and upbeat gestures. Over time, that dynamic could deepen the distance between them, making private struggles even harder to keep private. The bigger truth here is that behind every glamorous red carpet photo or public event, there are real challenges no one else sees. Whether her smiles are real, fake, or somewhere in between, this ongoing debate says a lot about the pressure of living under constant attention. Fame may look perfect from the outside, but the need to always appear happy can take a serious emotional toll. And that's the story fans are now debating. The smiles, the awkward glances, the reactions online. Some say they've spotted signs of trouble. Others insist it's all overthinking. What's clear is that the spotlight doesn't just capture moments, it magnifies them. Every smile, every look, every silence gets picked apart until it becomes a story of its own. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and share your thoughts below. Do you think Hailey is forcing her smiles, or is this just the kind of pressure anyone faces when their every move is recorded? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.